Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode. In this episode, I'm gonna break down the Mandarin Pinyin for you. If you don't know it yet, Pinyin is our system to tell you how to pronounce the characters. We use the Latin alphabet, though many people here don't even know what a Latin alphabet is. Okay, so first, let me showcase all the vowels and consonants for you. Let's go through the vowels first. So we have A, O, E, I, U, U, I, A, W, Ao, O, U, Ye, Yue, An, Yin, Wen, Yun, Ang, Ying, Ong, Yan, Yuan. Okay, then the consonants. B, P, M, F, D, T, N, L, G, K, H, J, Q, X, Zh, Ch, Sh, R, Z, C, S, I, U. Okay, now let's go through all of them one by one. First, the vowels. So, A, I think this one is easy. A is like the A in Spanish. A. And then O. I think this one is also easy. It's the Spanish O. O. And then It's not E, it's And then I. We don't distinguish between the short E and the long E like in English, so you can choose whichever that you feel comfortable to pronounce this one. You can say it's I, you can say it's I. To us, they are the same sound. And then Wu. I think this one is also easy. It's almost a universal sound all over the world, right? Wu. And then the tricky one, Yu. It's not you. I noticed that many English speakers tend to say you. It's not you. It's not like you or the letter U. It's yu. Like in French, tu, super, yu. And then I. You can see that it's a R and a E. So we go it slowly, you can try to understand it as I. But we don't pronounce that hard. If you go I, it's too strong. Try to soften it. I. And then A. Is like the letter A in English, the name for the letter A. Again, it looks like or A, but we don't pronounce it that strong. Try to soften it. A. And then Wei. It's not we, not like that. Wei. Like a whey protein whey. And then Ao. It looks like an owl, and it sounds almost like that. Owl. But if you just pronounce it as owl, it sounds too strong. Again, try to soften it. Ow. Try to make it a single sound. Ow. And then O. Again, O would sound too strong. Try to soften it and make it a single sound. O. Like the English O. And then Yo. It's not you. That's very suspicious. Not you. It's Yo. Okay, then Yeah. Like English yeah. I think the here, you can try to understand it as an English so then it would become yeah. And then yue. Again, this here, you can try to understand it as a English Then it's yue. Okay, another tricky one. Okay, this may be tricky to Mandarin speakers. I think it may be easy to English speakers. Because there are a lot of English words that end with an right? So this one is the name for number 2. We say R. but not everybody here pronounces it that way. For example, my number 2 sounds almost like ah, ah. It's like a soft ah, ah. People still understand me, and nobody has ever said anything about that. Anyways, you would notice that some people pronounce it as R, some people pronounce it as ah. They are both understandable and acceptable. Okay then, an, an. Pay attention, it's not an, because it's a R and an N, right? But an is too strong, we don't do that. We say an. And is neither an English a, because then it would be an. That feels too flat, almost compressed. We don't do that neither. It's an. Okay, now this one, n. It's not that's too strong. It's not n, that's too flat, too compressed. It's n. Try to soften it. And then yin. I think this one is easy. You can pronounce it both with the short e and long e because they are the same sound in Mandarin. Yin. Okay, then wen. I think this one is easy too. Wen. And then yun. Still the same logic. Yun. And then try to soften it. Yun. Okay, then ang. This is a nasal sound. It resonates here. Ang. You can try to remember it as a pair with an, ang, an, ang. I think this one can be easy for French speakers, right? And then ng. Again, try to remember it as a pair with n, ng. And then ying. Whenever you see ng at the end of a syllable, it's a nasal sound in Mandarin. Ying. Try to remember it as a pair with in, yin. If you cannot distinguish this pair, don't worry. I think more than half of the native speakers here don't distinguish them. They either cannot or they feel it's too much effort to do so, so they just mix in and in all the time. But I prefer to distinguish in and in. It makes things clearer. Okay, then ong. Still a nasal sound. Ong. This one doesn't have a pair. We don't have on, we just have ong. Ong. And then yan. Yi, an, yan. But don't pronounce it as yan. That's very strange. I think here the R almost becomes an English e, so it's yan. And then yuan. Still the same logic. Yu, an, yuan. Okay, now let's go through all the consonants one by one. B, ba, bo, b. And then p, pa, po, p. And then m, ma, mo, m. And then f, fa, fo, f. And then d, da, de, d. And then t, ta, te, t. And then n, na, ni, n. And then l, la, lo, l. And this one, g, ge, 鬼 Then this one, k, k, 抗 魁 k, k. And then this one, h, h, 汉 回 This one is actually worth mentioning. You see that we don't distinguish and so you can vibrate, you can choose not to vibrate, you can choose whichever way you feel comfortable to pronounce this one. For us, and are the same sound, just sounds like a strong. So if it's more comfortable for you to pronounce it as the French R, do that. People will still understand you. What's fun is that when some people here pronounce this consonant, they do h, but they cannot do r, like the strong German version, and many people wouldn't even recognize that sound. So don't do that. People wouldn't understand you. You can do h, you can do h, but cannot do r. Okay, then this one, G, G, 加减 G, G. And then this one, ch, ch, 却 去 ch, ch. And then this one, sh, sh, 喜 学 sh, sh. Pay attention, it's not exactly the English SH. Though I do hear some English speakers say sh as their SH, but there are also people say sh, but they are not both okay for sh. When pronouncing sh, you have to put your tongue almost pointing to the exit and make it flat. Sh, sh. That's how you pronounce this one. If you do sh, it becomes another one. So sh, sh. Okay, then the most tricky consonants. Here I need to change the orders in order to make them easier to teach. So first we do r, r, 锐 软 r, r. It's like the English R sound. Don't make it the Spanish way. If you click or vibrate, then it becomes another sound. People wouldn't understand you. You do r, r. If you're having trouble with this, this is like try to see this as your tongue. It's like lift the root of your tongue, try to block the sound from coming out. R, r. We call this kind of sound 翘舌音, tongue lifting sound. So r, r. And then 止 止 站 者 止 止. This sound is developed from the R sound. You put your tongue at the same position and then do zh, zh, and then ch, ch, 吹 触 ch, ch. Again, the tongue is at the same position as the R sound and then do ch, ch. And now SH, our SH, sh. Try to distinguish it with that X sound, sh. This is sh, that is sh. sh, sh. 水 树 sh, sh. Again, your tongue is at the same position as the R sound, and then do sh, sh. Okay, these are the three sounds that's developed from the R sound. And then we have z, z. 做 嘴 z, z. It's not z. Z sounds very strange. It's z, z. It's usually remembered as a pair with zh, z, zh, z, zh. And then c, c. 脆 错 This is like the English TS sound, ts, ts, and it's remembered as a pair with ch, ts, ch, ts, ch. Okay, then s, s. 酸、损、s. Again, it's remembered as a pair with sh. Okay, then this one, yi, yi, 月、眼、乙、乙。Okay, then finally, 五、五、我、万、五、五。Okay, that's all the vowels and consonants in pinyin. Now I need to talk more about the E sound, the E pinyin, because it doesn't always sound like a E. When it's after the zh, ch, sh, r, and z, c, s, it doesn't sound like E. It's telling you to try to prolong the consonant. So these are zh, ch, sh, r, z, c, s. This is how you pronounce the E after these consonants. Okay, now some special rules. The first is that the vowel wu and yu can sometimes lead other vowels like wa, wo, wan, wang. If you see them, you just read the two vowels consecutively, but try to make them one vowel because in Chinese, every character is treated as one syllable. And then the second, a trickier special rule, is that the vowel yu, if it appears after the consonants ji, qi, xi, yi, it writes as a wu, but still pronounces as a yu. That's because if it is a wu after those consonants, Mandarin doesn't have those sounds. So they just decided, oh, let's save time not writing all those dots, which is totally unnecessary and confusing in my opinion, but that's just how it is. And then the third special rule is that the vowel E, if it appears after the consonant E, and if it's not the only vowel in that syllable, that E disappears because E and E are basically the same sound. Again, in my opinion, it's totally unnecessary, but that's just how it is. And the fourth special rule, it's similar to the third one, is that if you see the vowel wu after the consonant wu, and if that wu is not the only vowel in that syllable, that wu disappears because wu and wu are basically the same sound. For example, the most common surname here, Wang, is like this. And finally, the last special rule is this symbol. Sometimes you would see it in the middle of a compound word like the city Xi'an. This symbol is telling you to start a new syllable here. For example, in Xi'an, if we don't use this symbol, then the pinyin reads like Xian. It becomes one syllable, one character. But it's two character, Xi'an, so we use this symbol to tell you that you start the new syllable here. Okay, that is how you read the Mandarin Pinyin. And before the end, I want to mention one thing more, and that is, you may have noticed that the orders of the Pinyin is different from the English alphabet, right? But nowadays, here in China, when you say sort something alphabetically, it means according to the English alphabet. We don't sort things according to the Pinyin alphabet. And that is today's video. Thank you for watching this far. If you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, please leave a like and subscribe. I mostly talk about Mandarin, but sometimes I also share some fun facts about China. And hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.